fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Voyager class Optimus Primal from the Transformers Rise of the Beast line from Hasbro. Now you may notice right away that this is the Japanese version. That is because I could never find the US version. So I guess this line is exclusive to Walmart's. I've never seen the main line anywhere else but Walmart, except for those buzzworthy Bumblebee 3-packs that Target has. Which I believe the second one of those is finally starting to be found. So I have never seen anything but mainline Voyagers at Walmart. I have still to this day never seen any mainline deluxes, again, except for those Target 3-packs. So I guess I'm just going to have to get my mainline deluxes in the Target 3-packs and then get the mainline Voyagers from Walmart, with the exception of Optimus Primal. I guess he was part of the first wave along with Optimus Prime, and for whatever reason, the few Walmarts that I went to just never saw anyone but Optimus Prime. When the second wave finally came out, Rhinox, I could find that everywhere. I guess the stores hadn't really started carrying them until Wave 2, but they didn't refresh Wave 2 with Optimus Primal, so I just never found one. So I was lucky enough to find the Japanese version on Amazon Japan, so I just went ahead and picked that up. As far as I know, they are exactly the same. I do a comparison for you, but again, can't find the US version at all. So here's what we have. Voyager class Optimus Primal BV02. I guess in Japan the movie is called Transformers Beast Awaken, but we still have the Rise of the Beast logo up here on the top. As far as I know, the packaging is pretty similar. Obviously, we have katakana down here and the Takara Tomy symbol up here instead of Hasbro. But otherwise, I believe the packaging is the same. You have Optimus Primal in Beast Mode on the front of the package, wrapping around to the side. Over here, we just have another picture of him, apparently very upset over on this side. Standard warnings and whatnot. And then over here on the back, we have product shots of the robot mode and the gorilla mode. And then you have this large, like, sticker that I'm assuming is just plastered over the, Hasbro English underneath. I'm assuming if I tried to peel this off, I'm not going to bother. But you can tell very much that this is a raised section. So this is probably just, the standard warnings and whatnot in there. UPC, almost said QR code. In any case, I finally have this, so hooray. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get him out of the box here, and we're going to take a closer look. So here is Optimus Primal out of the packaging, and I have to say, he looks pretty good. I like him quite a bit. I really like the head sculpt. I think he did a nice job with that. He's got some nice blue eyes. They're a little hard to see, but they are there. Nice silver paint on the face mask there. I will say the head is a little weird because it's kind of like sunken into this little area here, so you can't do much with it. Like, it does kind of move side to side, but it's on a really weird joint where the joint's like in the back of the head, and so you can't really like pick it up. I don't know, it's a really weird joint. Like, it seems to rock around here, and it almost looks like it's gonna split apart, which I'm kind of worried about. And I don't know if this is just stuck on something, or I don't know how this is connected, but he's got kind of a weird jiggly head, and I don't love that. So I'm gonna kind of just put it here like this and leave it there. Now maybe that's something that's wrong with mine, because it doesn't really seem correct, and it does really seem like this is trying to split apart on me, which I don't love. So I don't know what's up with that. Maybe I'll have to ask some others who have this. I don't know what's going on with that. But the head looks good, but the neck joint's weird, so I'm not going to touch it anymore. Real solid swivel joint here in the shoulder. You have a nice hinge here in the shoulder as well. Nice kind of joint there. Very nice slider. You can kind of see how it comes inside underneath the shoulder pad as well. You have a bicep swivel. You have 90 degrees there in the elbow. You have a wrist swivel as well. You kind of have to lift up this back skirt piece here, and then the second back skirt piece. I don't know why he's got two. This piece is really just for transformation, and I'll be honest, I don't really think it's needed, but it is here. You have a waist swivel right there. You have some nice movement in the hips. You can kick pretty far forward, pretty far out to the side. If you move both of the butt flaps, you can kick decently backward. There's a thigh swivel up here, so it's all the way up here by the hip, but you can swivel that around. And then you have kind of a double jointed knee because of how he transforms, so there's two pins there like that. And then you do have the tiniest little bit of ankle tilt down here. Don't think this piece kind of moves because of the transformation, so if you want to utilize that, you could, but I don't really think that's meant to be articulated for robot mode. But again, you kind of can. But he looks cool. I like him. He comes with these 2 blades, which have some nice silver paint here, and then they have these tabs, so if you want, you can bring them around to this very obvious section here on the back as I drop it, and peg this in like that, so you can store it there in both the robot mode and the gorilla mode, because those pieces are always going to be there. So those are a little obvious. I like how they were kind of more integrated in the larger Takara Tomy one. They're very obvious, but it's not a big deal. But they can peg in right there. So he is mostly this kind of gunmetal gray color, but he's got some silver accents, which I think look pretty good. And just overall, I like it a lot. I think it's a simple design, but I think it works. I wanted to do, let's get him to stand, a quick comparison with Optimus Prime from the main line. So you can see that they are roughly the same size. I would say he's definitely bulkier. He's a little bit more lanky. But they work. I think they're pretty cool next to each other. They don't really look like they're from the same line, I have to be honest, just because he's kind of so lanky and he's so bulky, but that's really just their character designs. I mean, one's a gorilla, one's a truck. Obviously, the gorilla is going to be bulkier, but I think they're pretty cool together. I like this quite a bit. And then since I mentioned him, I want to do a quick comparison with the Takara Tomy, like, upscaled leader class Optimus Primal. You can really see the difference. Maybe not quite twice the size, but pretty close. And he's got so many gimmicks and things, but they both look pretty cool. And I would say this one was not quite half the price, maybe 2/3 the price of this one. So honestly, if you're only looking to buy one, this might be the better option, just because it wasn't terribly more expensive than this one. Well, let's put it this way. That's the Japanese release of this one. This in stores, I believe, was $33, and I want to say this was somewhere in the area of between $50 and $60. So, you know, maybe closer to twice the price if you're comparing, like, the US costs. But this guy's bigger, has a lot more gimmicks and things. So they're both good. I think they're both really good, but you know, you're definitely getting what you pay for more with this one. But I do really like this one a lot as well. So let's go ahead and get into transformation. It's actually really simple. I'm going to go ahead and remove the swords from his hands, although technically you don't have to. You could leave them in his hands the whole time if you wanted to. You're going to start by lifting up these shin guards. And this one is really loose on mine. I don't know what that's about. It stays in there, but it's really loose. The outer toes are going to fold down like this and fold towards each other. And then this is just going to rotate straight back into this cavity. And then you're just going to close it up like so. We're going to repeat that process over here on this leg. Sometimes these can be a little bit of a pain to get up, but there we go. Fold these in, fold this in. Make sure if you have the ankle tilt going that you straighten it out so that can fold in there. And then that closes up, and then we're going to lift up the backmost butt flap and rotate the waist 180 degrees. So the inner butt flap is now a front flap for the gorilla. And then we're going to utilize that double jointed knee to bend the legs in this fashion. And then you just kind of rest this on top. This doesn't really clip into place or do anything. It's just kind of meant to cover those back areas. Again, I don't really feel like it's needed. It doesn't do much. But I guess just to make it look a little bit more cohesive, you can kind of tuck this up a little bit more if you like. Just kind of, you know, makes it a little bit more cohesive there. Next up, you're going to take the arms and fold down the shoulder pad. That's it. You've transformed the arms. Those are now completely done. If you want to rotate the hands, you can. The directions don't really tell you to do so, but I like to do it just to kind of put them in more of a classic gorilla pose. And then the last step is actually kind of cool. So we're going to take the chest, bring this down. Then we are going to, I guess I'll move the arms back. We're going to unclip these pieces here. So we're going to lift this and kind of pull it to the side. Now they are pegged into each other, so it can be a little difficult, but basically you want to separate these. There we go. You can see how they're kind of clipped in. And then just rotate these down, so make sure the arms are not in the way. So these will rotate down. This whole section, as I want to say just about every Optimus Prime has every Optimus Primal has transformed in this line. This section will come straight out. It will rotate 180 and then push back in. And I feel like every single Optimus Prime, like you know how every Optimus Prime, the arms go back and the arms fold in on the side? Every Optimus Primal has the head swap gimmick. And then at this point, you're going to take this piece, and you can see the gray piece here. This is going to push in and, you know, go behind this piece. And then this will just come up and close over top so that he has a different chest in gorilla mode. And that is it. We are done. The head, I think, is supposed to be like this. And I really do like the blue eyes. I think they painted those pretty nicely. But you can actually lift this up so that he can look forward, which I really appreciate. And there you go. There is Optimus Primal in gorilla mode. So as I said before, these pieces are still up here. If you want to go ahead and peg the swords in still, you absolutely can. So you can leave them there all the time if you want. Like I said before, I think the head looks pretty good. This head can turn side to side, so you can kind of give quizzical looks, look up and down. I feel like the range of motion on this head is so much better than the robot mode head. I don't know why that is. Articulation-wise, the arms are completely the same because they've really not changed at all. And then the back legs, now that this is all kind of, you know, hidden, not really much. I don't think these bend at all. I was kind of hoping there'd be something here, but I don't believe there is. So they're pretty much just there. They're static. So he is a gorilla. He looks good. I like him. But yeah, not a ton of articulation in the gorilla mode. I think technically you can get him to stand if you would like. Can we get him to stand on his back legs and beat his chest? Probably, right? If I rotate the hands around, I'm sure we can accomplish this. Let's see. Oh, sure. Let me move the camera so you can actually see what I'm doing. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. He's angry. So that's cool. I think it's really nice that you can replicate that. And you can kind of have him stand on the back legs. Now, I will say he looks a little weird because he's so far back. But he can do it. So that's cool. I appreciate that. And then we'll put this back up here. So yeah, I think the gorilla mode is actually really successful. So I like this version of Primal. Just a few things that I don't love. The head is very weird for me. It's like it doesn't quite fit in the area that's molded for it. And the actual joint is kind of like weirdly in the back of the head. And as a result, I can't move it around in that space. And it almost feels like it's trying to snap apart down the seam, which I really don't love. So I don't know if that's a QC issue with mine or if a lot of people saw that problem. But as a result, I kind of can't move his head around at all. Like I would love for him to kind of look off to the side right now, but he doesn't really want to do it. I guess I can try to do it. Also, all of a sudden, this chest plate has been popping out on me a lot, which I don't love. So that's a bit of a bummer. But other than that, I think he's a lot of fun. Just kind of the weird head issues. He doesn't have a lot of ankle tilt. I wish he had a little bit more in the way of ankle tilt. But other than that, he's pretty fun. I think the gorilla mode is great. I don't really have any problems or notes for the gorilla mode. I think they really did a great job with that. But I like both modes. There's not a ton to do to transform it from one to the other. But it looks good. Nice color scheme. The silver accents work. I like the weapons. Yeah, overall, just if I had to change anything, I'd fix the head articulation a little bit, and I'd give him a little bit more ankle tilt, and then he's pretty much perfect. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.